sound like a total weather nerd, but I increasingly find myself saying like, well, the angle of the sun, that's actually pretty warm.
This is, there are a number of reasons you shouldn't hang out with me, but that's...
It's rubbing off.
It's number 5 on the list.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it really does. Like today, I just went outside with Chris Costa and Sammy. We were sitting on our little weather deck area, and it was like nice, and it's only 55.
Yeah.
But it was like no jacket, just sit out there. So yeah, I mean, when you get the sun like this, it's great. Teach me to go out there, by the way. The birds own that weather deck. I had to clean my suit after, let's put it that way. I should just learn never to go. This is their turf, and I shall not infringe upon it. 55 in Portland, 58 in Buxton. Pretty uniform temperatures, not much of a gradient along the coastline yet. Probably see a little bit more of that later this afternoon, but a lot of 55, 56s. And again, that doesn't sound crazy, and it's not. It's only a few degrees above average, but with the sun, it's really, really quite pleasant, and we're going to do better than this over the next few days, kind of crescendoing into the end of the week. Here's a look at the visible satellite. Clean. You can see just the snowpack that's out there. Otherwise, there are no clouds the rest of today. Looks sunny, and overnight tonight we'll see a few additional clouds move in. A quick sprinkle is possible in the mountains. I think that's the exception, though. Most of us are dry. We end up around 40 degrees to mid-40s by tomorrow morning. And then here comes some more clouds and a little bit of wind, but watch those temperatures kick up. Remember, sometimes when you get a northwest wind, that's actually a good thing for the coastline because it fights off what wants to be a naturally occurring sea breeze. And so you get the northwest wind to push that back into the ocean. That can get us into the upper 60s over southern and western Maine. I think the mid-coast, unfortunately, will get a sea breeze going on there, but a lot of us in the mid-60s, a couple of upper 60s too by tomorrow afternoon. This model has a 70. Why not? Seems possible. I'm not sure it's a lock, but there'll be a few floating around there, especially over southern and western Maine. And then that front comes fully through and we cool down for a day on Wednesday. Now keep in mind, in this pattern through this week, when we cool down, it's still not all that chilly. We're just dropping down back close to average or a little bit above. So we're still in the mid-50s to upper 50s here on Wednesday, which is kind of where we are right now, and we find it quite pleasant. That's as that cold front has sunk down to our south, and then we'll take 2 more days to try to reach our warmest temperature. We'll likely do that on Friday. So there's that cooler air, but again, that's relative on Wednesday. We're still not doing bad. We really get into kind of the meat of this ridge, though, on Thursday and into Friday. The only issue on Thursday is that we might have a pretty aggressive sea breeze. Keep in mind that this time of the year, the ocean temperature is close to its coldest because of specific heat. It takes longer for the ocean to cool down and longer for it to warm up. So that's going to be a bit of an issue for us on Thursday. This is Portland. And I think if you're inland, you can add 5 or 6 degrees to almost every one of these temperatures. But notice Friday is the day where even Portland is likely to get into the 70s, and we could see some low 80s inland. We'll probably come back to reality for the weekend. That remains to be seen. But remember, reality isn't that bad this time of the year. So we'll probably be around 60, even though it's turning cooler, as Todd noted there. But you look at Thursday, I think southern Maine could be quite mild. Friday is everyone's warmest day. There will be some low 80s out there. I had a friend ask me, can I go to the beach? And I'm like, like you could
go.
Yeah, but like this time of the year, just being close to the water, even though there's no sea breeze, it radiates cold. So that's like the park is better this time of the year.
That's right. Enjoy the inland areas.
Right.
Where it's just warm and comfortable.
Just don't be too close to the ocean.
All right. Good tip. Keith, thanks.